really needs to be in this rewind video? Everyone who managed to do something bigger than themselves this year, who found a way to help the causes that matter to them most.
Oh, hang on, it looks like the new Forbes list for top 10 YouTubers' earnings of the year has been released. And guess who might be on it this year, you know? Don't want to brag or anything, but I've been working very, very hard, so let's see. Hang on. Alright, I'm not in the first few. Alright? Maybe I'll be like the fifth. Okay, alright. I mean, there's like Markiplier is on here. Jacksepticeye. Don't know who that is. Why am I not on it? I mean, how much? I must have money. I do have money. No, don't touch me yet. Hang on. I'm sure I have something on my bedside table. 20 pence. Maybe next year? There must have actually been a mistake now I'm thinking about it, so like, let's check Twitter, see if anybody else is also complaining about the Forbes list this year. Oh, Lilly Singh is! Let's see what she has to say. 2 years ago, it was almost even between male and female. Last year, it was just me.
Forbes 30 under 30.
And this year, there are no females at all. So I predicted in my Instagram caption last year. I'm concerned the digital space is going to repeat the mistakes of ancient industries.
Hope I'm wrong. I didn't realise the reason I wasn't on it was because I was a woman. I also didn't realise I was a woman. Hello everyone, I'm Alex and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be stopping another YouTuber right in their tracks. And that's Lilly Singh. Lilly Singh is a YouTuber who comes from fame from the YouTube channel Superwoman. You also may have seen her on various other late night show appearances, or having her forced down your neck by YouTube constantly every single day. Don't watch her videos, you know, that's why she's not on the Forbes list anymore, so please stop trying to force her onto it. I think today is going to be a big lesson in YouTubers and entitlement. I was on the Forbes list last year making millions of dollars. I'm still making millions, but not enough to get on it this year. I love how she like slyly chucked that in, you know. I was on it last year, guys. I am a millionaire. You know, I was making millions. Now the men make more millions than my millions. I would like to open up with the fact that this list cannot be accurate, because 100% YouTubers like Liza Koshy should be on it. YouTubers like James Charles should be on it. YouTubers like Jojo Siwa should be on it. And also, I know that's a lot of money on there, but I know for a fact that there are YouTubers who make way more than that. So, you know, but I'm sure she wouldn't come out and tell everybody that the list gave an inaccurate idea of her earnings, would she? I'm sure she wouldn't come out and say that she'd probably get paid more than they put on there last year. Now, quite a lot of people took a lot of problems in Lilly Singh's tweet, and here are a few of the ones that I have picked out that really sum up the stupidity of what she's trying to say here. It's tweets like this that make working class women find feminism hard to relate to. I'd be thrilled if I made a fraction of what you make. Give me a break, Lilly. Only a YouTuber can make millions of dollars and still complain. Only a YouTuber. I'm sorry I watch a person on YouTube and social media because I like their personality, not their gender. It's also a thing that there's way more male YouTubers than there are female ones, and that's just kind of how the media industry is swayed. It's not as cut and dry as YouTube don't like women, because the CEO is a woman. The person who runs YouTube right now is a female. So, I don't know what you're trying to prove. YouTube, not making women richer. But, you know, it's all YouTube's fault, run by a woman. Also, Lilly, talking about making money on YouTube, do women get paid less by ad revenue? Because I know that you actually get paid more money if you have a higher female audience on YouTube. And a lot of people are complaining on this thread that boys' channels are seen as universal, but female channels are seen as just for women, so they're watched by purely women. As far as I could tell with my basic understanding of Google Ads, that would actually make them richer. At the end of the day, I think she's just really upset that a 7-year-old beat her. Because I am. You know, that's actually what's pissing me off. I should have been on that list. You know, we got PewDiePie to pass T-Series, but can we get me to pass Ryan's Toys review for #1 on the Forbes list next year? The more you dig into these tweets, the more you find people just chucking gifs in. For example, somebody with a Pokemon profile picture said, "It's not a gender thing, it's all based on statistics. People watch who they think are interesting." And they reply with, and it's just a coincidence that people don't find women interesting? Yes. Yeah, yeah, it is. This year, people just watched more of the male guys, I assume. You know? But I have said multiple times that this list isn't accurate, so it probably actually isn't a coincidence. It's probably just a broken list. I think it's funny to take some made-up list and try and use it to force an agenda of why you believe that you're not getting views anymore, or you're not making as much money as the other people, when it could totally be down to the fact that your channel has been stale and boring for a long period of time now. You don't make videos that the platform actually wants to see, and you've not adapted or changed in years to come. But, you know, that's just me. It's actually sexism. That's why it's not working. Every time my channel's not doing well, it's sexism, you know. Let's ignore all the female creators who are quite clearly thriving on YouTube right now. You know, the Emma Chamberlains, the Liza Koshis, the not Superwomans. This really angered me, this tweet, I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm so fed up of seeing the same old faces being put in YouTube Rewind, because I'm sure she's gonna turn up in that. And I'm really tired of seeing the same old faces be forced onto Jimmy Fallon and have to fake laugh at everything. And then they come back and then they complain even more about the fact that YouTube has spoon-fed them more than they've spoon-fed people like me. I doubt you get videos demonetized very often, Lilly Singh. Whereas I know so many YouTubers who generally do get shafted, get their videos actually hidden from the YouTube search algorithm, get their channels striked on a regular basis, get their channels demonetized, have ads removed out of nowhere for no reason. People who do animation, who actually can't get paid properly on YouTube because of the fact that the algorithm doesn't allow them to make their content thrive. And then there's you who is given a golden platter with everything you could ever want on YouTube on it. You've been told any time that you could probably just go to YouTube and ask for what you want, because I know how the website works. I've seen it. I've seen it happen so many times, and I've seen this top 1% of YouTubers be able to get away with so much. You are treated better than PewDiePie is, and he's done more for the platform than you ever will. He is so much bigger than you, and he is on the Forbes list, you know? And you're still sat there complaining, and I'm so fed up with that breed of YouTuber, that breed of Los Angeles YouTuber, who just can't help themselves but complain because they haven't had everything handed to them again, year after year. Just work harder. That is really all there is to do. Make changes. Figure out what is the actual difference. Why other people are succeeding and you might not be. Because I can 100% tell you it's not down to gender. Because so many YouTube channels have been destroyed this year, male and female, by parts of the website. So for you to sit there, who probably hasn't even experienced 90% of the stuff that I've just mentioned that people like me and friends of mine have had to go through just over the past few years of the ad crisis and claims. And we didn't have the brand deals you had. We didn't have the YouTube Red series. We didn't have any of that. You know, and we had to get through, survive on that. We had to fight for it. Fight to be able to keep doing the job that we love. And you go, well, I wasn't on the Forbes list this year, so it's definitely sexism. It's just really, really demoralising to say that that's what the top 1% of YouTube is nowadays. This was a place where people had a community. You know, people actually would like to be friends, turn up, support each other. That's what you should be doing. Instead of, you know, taking potshots at people who've done really well for themselves this year, who have just been genuine people who have worked hard, that's not cool. There are YouTubers to actually be angry about, people to not be happy with, you know. Seeing Logan Paul on that list kinda sucks, because he's just been horrible this year and still managed to get his YouTube Red series back, so on and so forth. You know, send it towards somebody who deserves it. You know, speak up when something actually horrible is happening. Don't speak up because you got shaved off a couple $1 million this year, but you still made an income of probably 10 million. YouTubers keep on showing ways to really tell people they're out of touch, don't they? You know, they can't help it. Can't help but tell people that they don't care anymore. You know, that they only care about this 1% of what YouTube used to be. And I'm so fed up of seeing it. And the more I think about this tweet, the more I look at it, the more stupid it is that you're putting this on YouTube for once. Because I know they're an easy scapegoat. And I know there's plenty of problems with them, as I've stated in this video. But it's Forbes' fault that they made a terrible list that was male only. It's not YouTube's fault that Forbes believe those are the people who've made the most money this year. And even if they have, even if that list is accurate, it doesn't matter, that's just law of averages. Sometimes shit happens. Maybe they are more entertaining. God forbid that these people may have actually worked on their content and entertained that amount of people this year to make that amount of money. How terrible would that be, that they're being funny? I know this video has been really, really ranty. And I just want to keep it raw, because I saw this and it really fucking pissed me off. It really did. I really don't appreciate seeing people who have it spoon-fed to them act like they're as hard done by as the rest of us on this platform. I'm so fed up of seeing it, because the day that I get the shit that she gets, if ever, I will not be complaining. At a certain point you got to realise when it's going good for you, when it's going really good for you, when you're set, when everybody actually wants to support you, when the website is literally keeping your channel afloat by pure force, It's not our fault we didn't like it when your channel got spoon-fed to us, Lily. And now it's not being spoon-fed to us. And people are being given a choice. And it looks like they haven't chosen you. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to work on something a bit more than this, but I really felt like this was something that I wanted to address, because I can't believe the audacity of some people on this platform. And I'll see you in YouTube Rewind, Lily, because I wasn't in it this year. I don't know, is that down to some form of diversity quota? Well, we can only hope I'll be joining you on the Forbes list next year. Peace out, people, and have a good day.